Okay, so we're discussing what is earnest money.
This is real talk in 60 seconds, providing quick, simple answers to your everyday real estate questions.
Earnest money is a good faith offer from the buyer to the seller to show them that they are financially vested in making the home purchase or the property purchase. It is a deposit that is held with our brokerage account, usually. Sometimes it can be held with the title company, and it gets dispersed back to the buyer at closing, in which time they can either put it back in their bank account or more likely put it down towards the purchase price or their closing cost. So the amount of money is usually, we used to use the rule of thumb of about 1% of the purchase price, but realistically it's actually normally a little bit lower than that. So today's market, you're probably going to be putting somewhere around $1,000 to $2,500 down until we get up to a very high price bracket. Earnest money can be used as leverage in negotiations in multiple different ways. And so if it's an investment property, there will be a little bit more strategy behind that. If it's a regular home purchase, more than likely it's not going to make a huge difference, but we can use a higher earnest money deposit to entice the seller. But remember, as long as we are terminating the contract in accordance to the terms that we agreed on in the contract, then the earnest money does get dispersed back to the buyer if there is a termination. Now, it's possible that the buyer and seller may mutually agree that the earnest money goes to the seller if they both agree that the buyer was at fault for a termination. Typically, that would be a breach of the contract. So if you meet all of your requirements of the contract, like you get through inspections, you get your loan commitment, and you're awarded your financing, the property appraises correctly. If you meet all those things and you still choose not to close on the house, that's the time when the seller might say, hey, I should get that earnest money. But as long as we terminate within accordance to the contract and the terms of the contract, then that money is safely staying with the buyer.